Starting practices, we just started having this guy come around football practice in a wheelchair. Never really said anything. He would just hang around, roll around in his wheelchair and not really say much until one day he came up to me and asked me what my name was. But I was surprised that he was nonverbal. He took a board out and kept on pointing to this board to actually point to letters. And he says, his name is Bruce and he loves football. He's from New York. And I said, you're in Philadelphia country. Why are you down here? He was starting to come to practice every day. Whether it was raining outside, hot outside, he would just always show up.
Well, my fondest memory of Bruce Jackson really takes us back to our Friday night football games up until like that time when he passed away. I'd always see him at the home, our side's end zone. And he'd have a tendency to follow me up and down the field, with the football team. He wanted to be in here so much, we had to tell him, look, you can't come until when school's over. Then you can come here. And as soon as school was out, he was in the hallways greeting kids, talking to them, or coming in here and then picking with me.
But it was also good that he was coming around to practice because we were telling our football players, like, they're complaining about running and doing workouts and practice, how long it was. And I always say, this guy never complains, he's in a wheelchair.
We went through a lot of work and stuff during wrestling. And he would kill to do all that and be in his life that he had. It was this motivation, use what you have that God gave you. Use your abilities, your skills, just to do it, because you could be like Bruce maybe.
Just the fact that everyone was so motivated by him, he'd always, display good character, and he'd always support us every game.
Just him being there, everyone's going to play better because he's there. They want to impress him.
One thing I truly remember about Bruce Jackson was Bruce's love, not only for athletics and sports, but also for people. I can remember a number of different times before we would have, let's say, a big football game or a basketball game. Bruce would be the first one here, and he would be inside the building, knocking at your door, wanting to get in just to talk prior to the game. So Bruce not only loved athletics, but just truly loved people. And I think even talking about NFL films, I believe Steve Sabol, same thing was with him. He had a love not only just for football, was not just passionate about football, but also in particular about people. And I believe that's how NFL films evolved.
Since 1994, he's been at almost my side almost every single day. Whether it was rain, sleet, or snow, he was always on the sidelines, even to the point where we're at away games and he shows up. We're at Ocean City and he's there. How are you getting here? And he did.
We had a couple student athletes, football players, competing in the Adam Telfair football game that was being held at Rowan University. And Bruce, not wanting to miss that event, organized his transportation from the center that assisted living center he was living to get to Rowan. So he got there, they saw him there, they said, "Are you okay to get home?" He gave him a thumbs up. On the way home, the guys were talking to all the football players that hang out, and they were driving down the Route 322, and they saw something on the side of the road, and they really weren't sure what it was, and they slowed down, and it was Bruce, who missed his ride and was going to ride his wheelchair all the way down 321 and was planning on going on 55 to come home, and that actually tipped over. And they had to pick him up and put him in the back of the truck and then pick up his wheelchair, which weighed about 500-600 pounds, and put it in there.
You always saw Bruce here. You always saw Bruce at Eastern High School. Again, if he wasn't here, you knew something was wrong. Because again, he was a fixture here at Eastern High School.
One of the most unique stories I remember with having Bruce is we had him out on the practice field one day, and I was talking to some of the coaches, and we said, let's get Bruce moving. Let's get him up out of his seat. And I remember we had students, some of the players, pick Bruce up out of his seat, take a couple steps, and then bring him back to his chair. And I just remember how excited he was at that point, because at that point it had been a pretty decent amount of time since the last time he was ever stood up on his own.
So Bruce was really a big part of what we did here at Eastern High School. We pushed ourselves regardless of your disabilities. You always tried to better yourself, and that was Bruce.
I guess, a reoccurring theme that we have here at Eastern, at least in the sports that I'm a part of, is we do everything for Bruce. We win for Bruce, we compete for Bruce, we give everything that we have for Bruce, because we know that's what he would have done, that's what he did every day. Never let anything keep him from the things that he loved. He is someone who will never be forgotten at Eastern. He was Eastern's biggest fan.
So, miss you, Bruce.